I think what you're saying is, here's a little argument that platonic heaven is real, that the numbers actually exist, is that we have these people existing on opposite sides of the planet, hundreds of years apart, finding the same thing. What's the best explanation of that? There must be a thing that they're finding. If math is invented, it would be like some person in England in 1900 writing a novel, and then some other person 500 years ago, and they had no connection in India writing the same novel. What are the odds of that? This is a super interesting and cool thought. My own view is the argument doesn't work, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, so two things. This, touching back to what we were just talking about, the numbers, if they exist, aren't doing anything. They're not like coming down into our heads and like causing us. So the numbers would be playing no role in the discoveries. So that's one thought. Like how would them existing lead to the discoveries? But I think here's the more important part is that there's an easier explanation of the different discoveries of the same fact that doesn't go through the objects existing. And it goes like this. There's a very beginning of the story that everybody knows. Everybody knows this story. There's a number 0, and then 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then they keep going. Got it? Yeah, that's the whole story. Everybody go to your corners and think about it. And here's the thing. Once that's set, once that initial idea is set, it logically entails everything else. All the other facts about the numbers fall out of that by rock solid logic. It's necessary. If you assume that the story about what the numbers are, if they exist, all the facts about them fall out of it. Okay, so now the facts are set by the initial story that everybody knows. Just a little blip of like 0, 1, 2, 3, and keep going. All the facts are set. The person in England in 1900 is thinking and comes up with an idea based on that. And the person in India 500 years earlier, 1,000 years earlier, has the same thought and comes up with it. But there is something objective. The objective fact is what follows logically from the basic story of numbers. And that's what they're both discovering. And so there is something objective there, but it doesn't have to be the existence of the numbers. It's facts that follow by logic from the story of the numbers. And they are real discoveries. That's the thing. There's objective facts about what follows from that little story I told you. It follows objectively that there's infinitely many prime numbers. That's an objective fact that follows from the story. But it doesn't follow that the numbers exist, because the realist can go, it's an objective fact that there are infinitely many primes. And the non-realist goes, it's an objective fact that if the numbers existed, just that little story you told, if that's real, then there's infinitely many primes. So both people get an objective fact.
Right.
And so whenever you have objective facts, you can have real discovery.
Yeah.
But you don't need the objects to actually exist to have the objective facts and the discovery. The important objective facts are logical facts about what follows from the numbers existing.